Hi, my name is Annie Simpson, and I'm the content editor for Player Theory. And today we are going to take a quick look at Goblins vs. Gnomes, the new Hearthstone expansion. Today I'm going to be testing a really bad deck that I made just for the expansion. It's a shaman deck, and it is a combination of things I'm really familiar with and a couple of the new cards, so let's see how it plays out. I shouldn't play ranked. Um, I guess we'll see. Unfortunately with this deck, I'm not using any of the mechs, so I'm just kind of hoping that we'll actually see it in play from the other opponent. What I've used is a couple of the new Overload cards, and I got some of my inspiration from Hearthstone, and then I scrapped all of it and picked some cards at random. This deck also relies on a lot of Death Rattle, so we'll see the Undertaker in this deck. And you're going to have to forgive me. It's 6:59 Eastern when I'm making this video, and I'm a little bit tired. And although I have Lightning Bolt, I'm going to save it for one of the That's Cool for board control. All of that is super cool. See, we already have Crackle, which deals 3 to 6 damage with an overload of 1. It doesn't cost very much, and I can imagine that taking out some of the worst cards that Lightning Bolt doesn't do. And that's if you're interested in control. It would be a very good aggro card as well. You're going away, saving Haunted Creeper for Undertaker. And hey, spell damage, which impacts all of my hand right now. That's pretty funny. There we go. Immediately boost Undertaker up in the cheapest way I know how and hit him in the face, because there's nothing else to do, actually. I wonder which ones he stole. Let's get rid of you. I don't like you. As an aside, I don't think I've ever used Thalanos with Undertaker, and I don't know why now, because it's such a cheap card. It's such a useful card. It's useful across all decks, sort of like the Undertaker is, and it triggers the Undertaker. Whoops. Full disclosure, I am not good at this game. I enjoy this game, but I'm not good at it. Aww. Now, if you notice, the Harvest Golem has been reconfigured to be mech. And I'm going to pull out another totem and just maximize the amount of mana that I'm using here, while simultaneously triggering my Undertakers. I wish I had done rank now. He's being polite here. Because Harvest Golems have been reconfigured as mech, they now reap any benefits that restore X amount of health to your mechs or give a number of base health to your mech. Whereas before it was just a minion. Well, may not have been labeled at all. I don't actually know. All right, there we go. Let's modify this deck just a little bit. See how it does with more mech. Because that's what I'm really interested in. Let's take the Undertaker out of here. Let's start over. This will really not be my best deck, because I'm sort of at random. See, Power Mace gives a random friendly mech 2/2. That's pretty cool. Let's try that. I like the idea of the Annoyotron. Summon a random costume minion. Let's do that. That might be fun. I'll use one of these since I'm not being careful with my deck and could probably use some healing. Earth Shock's always good and useful. Lightning Bolt is also cheap and useful. That was useful. That's what I was looking for. My thought process here is to bring out some of the new cards that we can show you, and also some of the cards I'm familiar with, because I still don't want to lose. I want some semblance of a working deck here. I want Leroy. I want Gruul. And I want Dalnos. 2 cards. Yeah, let's do that one. And here we go again. Do 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 do. As I mentioned in the article itself, I scrolled away a lot of gold I'd saved for maybe a month or two so that I could buy a whole bunch of packs and didn't even look through them right away. I had to go through my collection before I could start looking at them because I was just so overwhelmed by how many different cards there were. And so this expansion is really exciting for that reason. Too much, too early. Golly gee willikers, that was useful. Your mech? Cool. Now Annoyotron is even more annoying. Nice underwear drawn on him, Blizzard. That was as classy as the rest of the mech. Which may be my favorite aesthetic thing about it. The mech has no reason to take itself seriously, and so it doesn't, which is cool. Ah, bummer. Like I said, I'm gonna save Lightning Bolt for board control rather than aggro. Bummer. Although it does force them to get rid of their 3/1 dagger, so that's pretty cool. Glad that Healing Tide totem Healing Totem came out. That's really useful for a 1/1, right? Loud. They sure are taking their time. Come on, Valera. That'll be fun. Yep, I'll pull that out, see how this triggers. But I don't want the knife thrower. The knife thrower can be a huge pain in the ass when it wants to be. That's actually annoying as hell. Okay. I don't want the 4/3 out there. And I wanted to see how I can make Harvest Golem fancier, which I did. So, huzzah. That gives me 6 next turn, which is a bummer because I like pairing these up together at the same time. Unless, of course, they have a way to crowd control that, and they usually do. Making the Ancestral Spirit a waste. Like when they return it to your hand, of course you're not going to get your new death rattle back. So, let's see. That's kind of neat. And there's nothing else I can do here, so I'll just hit them in the face. Next turn, I still think I'm going to use the Earth Elemental and the Ancestral Spirit together to counteract 6/6. Oh, that's cool. As you can see, this has a 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. So, where is it? Summon a random 2-cost minion. As you can see, it doesn't necessarily require that it be in your deck. That was not in my deck, and that was pretty cool. That's fine. That is completely fine. So unless they return that to my hand, that should take care of this completely. Maybe. Unless it attacks the wrong enemy and hits me in the face, because I don't know whether or not that can surpass taunt or not. So that would be an interesting experiment. I guess we'll see in 5 minutes when Valera plays. And pause the music. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, they did have a way to handle that. I think Rule's coming out next turn. I think this is at the point at which I start blowing it. Which is okay. The whole point was to look at the new cards, and we've done that. So, I'm happy regardless. I don't really want to pull out. Yes, I do. Any new cards? No, not really. And really, it doesn't matter what I play because I think they've got 11 on board. So I'm just going to go ahead and concede. But thank you for watching with us, and we hope you join us for the next one. You guys take care.